Alright guys, we're here with week 3 picks, week 2 in the book, and didn't do too well for week 2. Not doing the Thursday night games, like I originally said in the season. We got a big game tomorrow against Houston, against the Texans, and it's going to really be popping off here in Baltimore in less than 24 hours. So we're not doing the Houston-Baltimore game, obvious reasons, but we do have the Giants in Carolina. We're going to start off with that game. New York traveling to Carolina. And you know what? I don't see Tom Coughlin's Giants losing. I can't see them losing 3 times in a row. I really can't. They're going into Carolina. You know, it's going to be tough. The Panthers' defense, I mean, they can play you tough any day of the week. They've proved that week by week, but I just cannot see Eli Manning. I can't see Tom. I can't see the New York Giants losing a 3rd game in a row. And it's basically built on that statistic. I can't see it. Green Bay, Cincinnati. I'll take the Packers over the Bengals. On the road, I think Aaron Rodgers comes in. I don't want to say he carves up the Bengals defense, but I think he puts a working on them. I can see Aaron Rodgers maybe getting a couple touchdowns out of this game because he looked pretty good against the Redskins. Maybe improves a little bit more against the Bengals. St. Louis and Dallas. I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys. It's one of those games where you kind of on the verge of who do you pick, because the Cowboys, I mean, they impressed me in week 1, but since then it's like, eh. And the same with the Rams. I mean, they're both teams that can play their butts off, but you're just not sure who to pick. So right now I'm going to take the Cowboys. I see them rebounding after a week 2 loss and beating the Rams at home. Cleveland going to Minnesota. You know what? Straight up, this is my upset pick. I'm taking the Browns. I think the Browns, they played us tough last week. Our defense is easily a top-notch defense, and they can work on it a little bit better. I think they could have maybe, I don't want to say an elite, but they could have a pretty decent defense. And against Christian Ponder and Adrian Peterson, while it might not be a complete stoppage, I think that, you know, overall Cleveland should be able to get AP and Christian Ponder and that Minnesota offense just enough to pull out and win the football game. Tampa Bay, New England. Tampa Bay going to Foxborough. I'll take the Patriots at home. Tom Brady, that offense against the Buccaneers defense, while it's not, you know, atrocious, I'm still going to be taking the New England Patriots. Kind of a safe pick. Arizona, New Orleans. I'll take the New Orleans Saints at home. Drew Brees against the Arizona backfield, against that secondary. Again, one of those things where you might want to watch Patrick Peterson, but I can't see New Orleans losing at home over Drew Brees. I just can't see it. Their defense may struggle, but the thing about Arizona is they can't put up the huge number, so it doesn't seem to me like Arizona might have a chance in this game, but I don't see it being a blowout. San Diego and Tennessee, I'll take the Chargers. They proved a lot to me against the Eagles last week. They're coming to this game on the road. Philip Rivers seems to, you know, while he started out a little shaky, he seems to be connecting against some guys that, you know, really people are saying these guys really didn't have a chance this year. Well, I don't think San Diego is a Super Bowl caliber football team right now. I don't see Philip Rivers being the MVP this year. I still think he can put a little damage on you. And I think the Titans, while they might be used to some low-key play, I mean, Matt Schaub, Ben Roethlisberger, they're not low-key quarterbacks, but this is going to be a little bit more step up for them, in my opinion, because Philip Rivers can hit you downfield hard. So I'm going to be taking the San Diego Chargers on the road. Detroit Redskins, I'm taking Detroit. I think Matthew Stafford hooking up with Calvin Johnson, the run game, their defense, all too much for the Redskins. Like I said last week, I said Aaron Rodgers was going to throw a couple touchdowns on the Redskins. I can see Matthew Stafford, while not to that caliber doing it, I can see him messing up the Redskins and definitely going after RG. The one thing you got to do is you target RG3. When you target him, you keep targeting him, he's never going to get going. And that's what the Lions, especially that aggressive defense, oh yeah, they're going to have trouble in Washington this week. So I'll take the Lions on the road. Atlanta, Miami, I'll take the Falcons. You know, Miami's offense can hit you with Wallace pretty hard. You know, the kind of guy that can get in the red zone without your even knowledge. I mean, he's in the red zone celebrating a touchdown. You're still wondering where the ball is. Kind of surprised guy, but I still think Atlanta's defense is going to be able to contain that. I think Matt Ryan hooking up with Julio Jones and Rodney White be a little too much for the Miami defense. I'm taking the Falcons on the road. Buffalo, New York, I'm taking the Jets. I think their defense, again, too much for the Buffalo offense, and I can't see the Buffalo Bills doing too much in New York. Jacksonville, Seattle, I mean, is this really a game you really need to even think about? The Seattle Seahawks. I mean, look what they did at home against the 49ers. That crowd right there is just enough to just put shivers down your bones. And with Russell Wilson, with this offense, with this defense, Jacksonville, they're going to get shredded apart. And I can see this being a blowout game. I really can see it. Indianapolis, San Francisco, you know, Luck and Kaepernick, you know, they're kind of debating who's this and who's that. Right now, both great quarterbacks. You know, obviously that Colin Kaepernick, he's been farther in the playoffs. Andrew Luck's a great quarterback still, but at home, I'm taking the 49ers. I can see Kaepernick to Anquan Bolden, Frank Gore getting a couple runs on him. The run defense of the Indianapolis Colts, all not that great. So I think Frank Gore has a pretty decent day against them. They did get Trent Richardson, and that's one thing they've really got to watch, running on the 49ers, because they can be exploited a lot, so maybe that's one of the reasons why they went out and got Trent. But right now, I'm still taking 49ers comfortably at home. Chicago, Pittsburgh, really, look, I'd love to see the Steelers go 0-3. That'd be a very spectacular day. Ravens win, Steelers lose for the third straight week. But right now, I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. That home crowd, while a lot of people dissing, they kind of push it to the side. It's a big thing. For us, if Baltimore was in Houston, I'd give the advantage to Houston, just like a lot of these teams out there. If they were playing on their home turf, their advantage would go to them. But right now, Pittsburgh at home, that crowd is fired up. They want some passion out of this football team. And while I don't think Pittsburgh is going to blow Chicago out the park, I mean, it's going to be a low-scoring game because Chicago's defense, a really tough defense, especially with their front seven. I'm still taking the Pittsburgh Steelers, a low-key game, a low-scoring game at home. Oakland, Denver, Oakland traveling to Mile High. I mean, again, one of those, a lot of people out there questioning, could this be an upset game? Nah. No. Terrell's not doing nothing against this Denver defense. There's just no way. Peyton Manning comes in. Peyton Manning tears up that Oakland defense, and if their offense tries to get going, it's going to be like Seattle, kick in the mouth. That's my opinion. So we'll go over it one more time. We're taking the Giants on the road. We're taking the Packers on the road. We're taking Dallas at home, Cleveland on the road, New England at home, New Orleans at home, San Diego on the road, Detroit on the road, Atlanta on the road, New York at home, Seattle at home, 49ers at home, Pittsburgh at home, and Denver at home. And that'll be the Monday night game. So let's see what we can do this week. And again, Ravens, Texans tomorrow. That's a 1 o'clock game. So Baltimore, let's get it done. Peace out, guys.